Yes, me again, with another social issue and solution. This is Life Through a Microscope. Today again is Wednesday, February 19th, 2020. The time right now is 12:42 p.m. Again, while I was kidnapped, I've done a lot of thinking. I'm not looking at life through a microscope, looking at it from other angles than what the average human being will look at, or being misled or brainwashed or whatever. I took the time to figure out that life is much more simpler and or can be complicated to that individual. With that being said, I've written another paper, some more thoughts about what's really going on in this world. And this topic here is about these Bane bastards. The word Bane, B-A-N-E, means poison. Okay, so I'm going to start off like this here. This is what I've written. Earth, we have a problem. By being amongst these Bane bastards, I'm seeing firsthand how truly sick and poisonous these people really are. There's no cure for their sickness. I'm talking about sexual predators, child molesters in particular. In the federal system, in the FBOP, they're called chomos for short. Now, where the hell the word chomo come from? I've been trying to figure that shit out for the 9.5 that I did. Because child is spelled C-H-I-L-D. And, a molester, M-O-L-E-S-T-O-R, but, M-O-L-E-S-T-E-R, but I'm trying to figure out, I understand you try to put the word together and stuff like that there, but, shouldn't have been like Chimo, C-H-I-M-O, and not just C-H-O. Well, again, I don't know why they put Chomo together, but it's short for child molesters. Anyway, whatever idiot came up with that, probably couldn't spell like most of the niggas that's in that bitch that don't want to try to spell, because all they trying to do is do burpees and shit all goddamn day and be a buff motherfucker in there. But like I told them, being buff don't pay the bills in the real world. So you just one big buff, black, broke bitch, so... But anyway, okay, chief complaint number one. This is a serious issue. I know I'd be laughing and stuff, because I have to laugh to keep my my anger and disgust to a limit. Chief complaint, I'm sorry, not chief complaint, but complaint number one. They are everywhere. I'm talking about in the workforce of people who hold high, mid-level, and low-level professional positions. They are family members, friends, even some of these sick parents who molest their own child and sodomize their very own children to satisfy their sick, twisted, and incurable sexual fantasy. Who's to blame? I personally blame some of the parents of these sick bastards and society. Here's what I mean by that fact. If parents would start paying more attention to their children from birth, they would be able to pick up on their child's serious distress call. A child's body language and looks tell it all when someone has made an attempt and or success in violating their souls and has entered the area where the children is. Some people ask the child why the child never brought this violation up before. Hello? If they were violated, the simple answer is that the child could be embarrassed or gripped in fear. That's not to say it didn't happen. They was gripped in fear and or embarrassed from being threatened by the predator or predators, or the children simply can't talk to their parents because their parents may not believe them because of the past failed negative connection conversations or interactions with their parents, guardian, siblings, friends, and or an adult. They probably can't talk to them because every time I try to talk to my mama or daddy or my guardian, they always snapping at me. They don't want to hear what I got to say. That's why the child probably never said nothing before. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. But watch the body language, Complaint number two. This is what every human being is reading this must overstand, because you too were a child before. Children do not know how to dislike and or lie on another person unless they're either taught or they've really been violated by the predator or predators. Majority of the time, if that child doesn't like that person, they enter into their comfort zone. That should be something that concerns you deeply. Let me repeat that. Majority of the time, if a child doesn't like a person that enter into their comfort zone, and that child kind of like shy away or whatever, you need to pay close attention to that. Because there's a reason why she don't like when Uncle Willie or Auntie Sarah or whoever the friend may be that come around. Pay attention. You understand? So now, I understand that during some of the Bane Bastards predators' life, that they too were and or have been victims as well. I get that. I understand it completely. How fucking ever. That's not an excuse, and that does not mean keep the cycle going. In fact, because the predator could have once been a victim themselves, should be the driving force why they wouldn't want anybody else to go through the pain and turmoil what they went through. So if you've been through that before, you should have killed that cycle from that point there, because you shouldn't want nobody to go through the shit what you went through. So all that shit about, I've been molested before, because I seen them chomos come up with that bullshit. Man, I'm sorry, man. I was molested too. You know, fuck you. You understand? Now, but that's not the case. These Bane Bastards want to inflict the same pain, if not more, what they've experienced when they were once victims. It's wrong. Parents, please pay attention to your children. Please. Body language says it all. You have to be super vigilant, man. Complaint number 3. Bane Bastard predators will do anything to get close to an innocent child that cannot defend themselves. And these fucks are using, I hate to use the word clever in this case, they're using slick ways to do so. For example, they're targeting single parents, particularly females, and befriending them just so they can get close to the children. Complaint number 4. There's only one reason why an older person wants to have a so-called legal, in my opinion, is unmoral relationship with a much younger, sometimes too damn younger person. I got to change the channel for a second. Not the channel, but I got to change the page because I have these 2 pages here. And they only want to do that shit for power and control. Power over that individual's being and control of their mind, body, and soul. Whether one wants to admit it or not. A twisted sexual fantasy is their driving force, especially for older men who want younger girls that just turned 18. Yeah, I know the law says it's legal. Fuck that. You are pre-chomo in my book. 45-year-old man want to fuck this 18-year-old girl. 50-year-old man want to fuck this 20-year-old girl. 18-year-old girl, or whatever the case may be. You pre-chomo, homie. Straight up. He doesn't want a woman who has a fully developed same brain and who can think and be independent on her own, with or without his ass. They don't want that. They want somebody I can control. You know? He wants a girl who hasn't have a fully developed brain, vagina, and is broke. Let me repeat that. He wants a young person that that can't really think on their own, and that has a undeveloped full vagina, and she's broke, which means he's gonna use his money and that power to make her feel a certain way so he can continue to control her. Here's a little skit from a pre-chomo who's running game on a girl who really can't think for herself because she's only 8 fucking teen. And action. Listen to me. Because I know more than you. You need to do what I say. And cut. As far as sex goes, he feels that he can't sexually satisfy a grown woman. You know, and that may be the case. But that's no excuse. So he goes for the undeveloped vagina just to make himself feel macho by hearing this child scream and moan in pain. Like he's doing something, like he's the Mandingo or whatever, he's a real man. You sick fuck. As far as it goes, for the pre-chomo female predators, she wants a child that's full of energy, because she doesn't want to face the fact that she's very possibly a nymphomaniac. So in other words, the 45-year-old woman, or the cougars, as they call it, let's go to cougar, the cougar game, the cougars want to go get the younger guys, they're going to beat up in them all day long. They ain't going to stop. Beat game, beat game, beat game. They ain't going to stop. That's all she want, because the pussy ain't got no walls. That shit raggedy. Ain't no more good, or whatever the case may be. But it could be good. You just got to find a person that can match your thing. You understand? That don't mean go after the younger dudes and try to manipulate their mind and control them too. You wrong, ladies. And you know I'm for females. But that part, I don't respect. Fuck how you like it. Don't matter to me. It's sad. Complaint number 5. Now, for those who question about the Bane bastards that look at kiddie porn and pictures like that's supposed to be some type of fucking pass, bullshit. They're just as equally guilty. Why? Because of their twisted thought process. That's taken, let me see. Because of that twisted thought process that's taking place in their sick-ass, incurable minds. The reason that they're drooling, playing in their ass, jerking off, jerking off these innocent children images is because, thank God, they're not in the physical presence where they can molest them. So it's like me, when I was kidnapped, you know, I fantasized over the grown females in the bathing suit, you know, the models and all that. Janet Jackson, with no disrespect to Janet Jackson, don't come trying to sue her. Don't just use your niggas use a sex item. You know, you know what I'm talking about. I've been wanting to holler at you since Penny, you know, but we'll talk about that later, Janet. You know, so that's what they do. They fantasize off these children, and thank God they don't hurt them because they can't get to them. But people try to make it seem like, well, he was just looking at the internet or whatever. Okay, you think he won't hurt that child if that child was in his presence, or she won't hurt that child or try to molest that child wasn't in their presence? Sideways, homie, straight up. Hold on. You know. So, you know, like I said, for example, you know, another thing, man, it's just sick as fuck, man. That shit don't make no damn sense, man. So for the chief complaint, parents and single parents, especially a single female parent, if someone new was to come into your life and you find them attractive, please, man, before you do anything else, man, you know, before you even shake their hand, you must let them know to their face that you're going to do a thorough background and check on them. If they were to give you any type of resistance, I mean, for a split second, like, why you got to do all that? You know, that could very well mean that this person has something to hide and that they may be one of the Bane bastard child molesters. So here's the diagnosis. There are 2 very simple solutions to this problem. Every single Bane bastard child molester and predator must be sentenced to life in prison and castration. Because that's the only way that these sick, twisted threats to society are going to be stopped. Because if you don't do that, they're going to continue to do it. Because I see them, they go to jail, they get out. You give a drug dealer 1,000 years, but you get his chomo fucking 2 and 3 years, he go out and do the exact same thing. So what, he moving to another area? So what, he got to report to the police every 2 weeks? The thought process and the fact that he can still get away with it in them 2 weeks that he don't have to report to the police department to register as a sex offender, still perform and do those wicked acts against children. And for people that want to try to turn their head and be like, well, that ain't my child, you're wrong too. And you're going to answer for that shit too. Because you could stop that person and all that about being nosy, man. Fuck all that. If you see something, man, you need to take action on that shit, man. From the streets or from the law. It is what it is. I'll holler. Yang, yang, yang.